How big of a priority should education funding be to the state of Michigan? Hello everyone, and thanks for joining us. I'm Laurel Hess and this is Comcast Newsmakers here on location at the state capitol. Joining me now is State Representative Rudy Hobbs, a Democrat from the 35th district, and also worth mentioning, a former teacher as well. Thank you so much for joining us.
No, thanks for having me.
So you have an unusual insight, or certainly more than most folks here in Lansing, as to what's going on with education, what needs to be done. Certainly we hear a lot about we need more funds, we need a shift in funds, we need to really redo a whole lot of what's being done. What's the #1 priority right now when it comes to at least improving at least K-12 education?
I mean, I think the simple answer is twofold, right? I mean, it's one, we have to invest in education. This is probably one of the most critical services that we as legislators and as a state provide to the residents of Michigan: free public education. This is what makes our state great. This is what people are going to define our state on, is how great, the talent that comes from our state. And I think the other piece is accountability. So as we invest, we also have to hold teachers and school districts and, those that are responsible for educating kids, even ourselves, accountable for making sure that when we invest taxpayers' dollars, that they're getting a return on their dollars.
We have something going on right now called the Educational Achievement Authority, otherwise known as EAA, that was set up to not put more dollars in to solve the problem, but as you said, to provide some accountability or to assist those schools that are in the lowest 5%. And there's some legislation now to try to help that authority?
Yeah, so last year, during last session, there was an introduction of this bill that's called EAA, where they're tasked with turning around our bottom 5%. Democrats worked with Republicans because the bill kind of went way far. And look, as a former educator, I believe in making sure that we educate our bottom 5%, just like we're tasked with educating the top. But we have to do it in a responsible manner. And then what the EAA would like to do right now is move from 15 buildings to 51. And I'm still saying, hey, we're still in an experimental phase, so let's be careful about growth. Let's grow responsibly. Let's make sure that we have the data to really support what we're doing. And so that's kind of where we're at, and those are the conversations that we're having around the EAA.
And this is somebody or an authority that's in effect just this year was the first year that these 15 schools were brought under their wing?
Yeah, so August, when we all took our kids to school, for the first day in August, EAA opened its doors for the first time, and now we're saying, look, we gave you 15 schools, and they're coming back saying, look, we need 51 schools. And
any idea how they're doing with the first 15?
No idea yet. No idea yet. And that's kind of why, Democrats have been very hesitant about getting behind this idea and just holding them accountable to, showing us the results for the first 15.
So where do we go after we, let's say we can throw some more money at the problem and we can make the per pupil dollars go up? That's not always going to solve all of the problems, obviously. Sure. So what are the long-term other structural fixes?
Well, I think, when we start looking long-term, I think, one of the things that we want to do is making sure that we have the best talent in the classroom, too. So we have to really work with our universities to make sure that their teacher prep programs are something that's producing the teachers that we're going to need for the future. And I think that's kind of an area that we all, Democrats and Republicans, we all really want to focus on moving forward. Because we can invest, but we got to have the people there to actually teach our kids. So that's kind of where we need to look at, and that's where we're moving forward.
All right, great point. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Today's Comcast Newsmaker was State Representative Rudy Hobbs, a Democrat from the 35th District.